In 330, Emperor Constantine laid the foundations of a new capital. With every stone placed, the future of a city that would bridge continents was born. By 537, the Hagia Sophia stood completed, its majestic dome reaching for the heavens. A testament to the empire's might and a symbol of architectural brilliance. In 1204, the city that had withstood centuries of empires fell. The Crusaders sacked Constantinople, leaving its treasures in ruins and its future uncertain. In 1453, the Ottoman forces led by Sultan Mehmed II finally breached the ancient walls of Constantinople, marking the fall of an empire and the rise of a new era. The 16th century saw Istanbul as a beacon of prosperity. The empire flourished, its markets teeming with goods from across the world, and its streets humming with the energy of a thriving culture. By the 19th century, Istanbul was transforming. The industrial age brought new challenges and innovations, reshaping the city's landscape and economy. In 1923, Mustafa Kemal Ataturk declared the birth of the Turkish Republic, marking the end of an era and the beginning of a new chapter for Istanbul and the entire nation. In the mid-20th century, a wave of migration brought new life to Istanbul. From every corner of Turkey, people flocked to the city, transforming it into a bustling metropolis of opportunity. By the 1980s, Istanbul became a sought-after destination for travelers from around the world. Its historical sites drew millions, forever changing the city's global identity. By the early 21st century, Istanbul had become a beacon of global business, embracing modernity while retaining its rich cultural heritage. The city was a true crossroads of the world. In 2020, the world faced a global crisis. Istanbul, like so many cities, was silenced by the pandemic, but its resilience endured, and the city waited for the day it would return to its vibrant self. Today, Istanbul stands at the crossroads of past and future. A city that has witnessed centuries of change, now embracing the future with innovation, culture, and pride. In 330 AD, Roman Emperor Constantine established a new capital on the site of ancient Byzantium, renaming the city Constantinople. This moment changed the course of history. The city became a bridge between two continents, Europe and Asia. This era was one of great construction and ambition, as Constantine sought to build a city that would serve as both a political and spiritual center. Over the centuries, Constantinople became a gem of the Mediterranean. And although this was just the first phase in the city's history, its foundations would shape its future for centuries to come. In 537, after years of effort, Hagia Sophia was completed in Constantinople. It stood as a symbol of Byzantine power, with its enormous dome, the largest in the world at the time, becoming a symbol of imperial grandeur and divine calling. The cathedral was not only an architectural marvel but also a religious center for the empire, representing the power of Christianity that Constantinople spread across Eastern Europe. The cathedral underwent numerous reconstructions over the centuries, yet its grandeur and symbolism remain unmatched. In 1204, during the Fourth Crusade, Constantinople was seized by the Crusaders. This marked a great shock for the city. The invaders destroyed numerous monuments and looted priceless artifacts, leaving the city in ruins. The loss of power left the city vulnerable, and soon Ottoman forces began to approach, preparing to take what was left of the once great city. In 1453, Ottoman Sultan Mehmed II completed the conquest of Constantinople. Despite the city's efforts to defend itself, the siege lasted several months, and the city was eventually taken. Mehmed II broke through the walls of Byzantium and made Istanbul the new capital of the Ottoman Empire. This conquest not only marked a turning point for the Ottoman Empire but also for the world. Istanbul became a critical hub, connecting Europe and Asia, not just geographically but politically and culturally. The 16th century was a true golden age for Istanbul. The Ottoman Empire reached the peak of its power, and Istanbul became the political, economic, and cultural center of the world. The city thrived with trade routes linking Europe, Asia, and Africa. The wealth of the empire was reflected in architectural masterpieces like the Blue Mosque, as well as in bustling bazaars filled with goods from all corners of the world. Istanbul became a symbol of grandeur, where cultures from all continents met. By the 19th century, Istanbul was transitioning into the industrial era. New transport routes, steamships, and railways began changing the city's landscape. Industrial growth brought new opportunities but also challenges, including rapid population growth and the environmental strains of a rapidly expanding urban center. The once ancient city was now mixing with modern structures, and Istanbul began facing social and economic problems tied to this rapid transformation. In 1923, after the fall of the Ottoman Empire, Istanbul became part of the new Turkish Republic, led by Mustafa Kemal Ataturk. This was a pivotal moment for the city. Istanbul, once the capital of an empire, now became part of a modern nation dedicated to reform and secularization. Ataturk's vision for Turkey involved not just political change but also cultural transformation, and Istanbul embraced this new, modern future. After World War II, there was a massive migration of rural inhabitants to the city, which significantly increased the city's population. Streets became overcrowded, and new high-rise buildings began to rise on the site of older buildings. Istanbul became more urbanized, and new neighborhoods were built to accommodate the influx of people. This period also saw Istanbul becoming even more cosmopolitan and open to the world, with new cultural influences shaping the city. In the 1980s, Istanbul became an important tourist destination, and the tourism industry grew rapidly. People from around the world flocked to the city to experience its history, architectural wonders, and scenic views. Tourism became an integral part of Istanbul's economy, bringing new social and cultural energy to the city, as millions visited the historic landmarks that made the city famous. At the dawn of the 21st century, Istanbul evolved into an international financial and cultural hub. The city, where history met modernity, saw the merger of tradition with innovation. New infrastructure projects like bridges, tunnels, and roads made Istanbul more accessible to both tourists and business people. Istanbul became a global city, welcoming people from all over the world and embracing its role as a major international center. The COVID-19 pandemic severely affected Istanbul. Streets that were once crowded became eerily silent. The city came to a halt, but its spirit endured. Istanbul, like the rest of the world, faced a global crisis but showed resilience. The city waited for life to return to its vibrant self, with people looking forward to brighter days ahead. In 2025, Istanbul continues to thrive, blending ancient traditions with modern technologies. It is a city that has not only witnessed history but has also become one of the leading centers in the world. Istanbul's ability to thrive through centuries of change has allowed it to flourish, and today, it stands at the crossroads of past and future, maintaining its unique role as a bridge between East and West.
Bye everyone, thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.